Welcome everybody to our 8th grade graduation. Tonight we will have 3 guest speakers from the high school, seniors Kate Cooper and Aaron Zwick, and freshman Elena Booth. And they will be talking about their experience at Swain and the high school. But first, they asked me to say a few things, and I thought about it for a long while. And at first, I was kind of confused because we went from elementary school to middle school, and they didn't care. They just sent us off and see ya. And then we get here, and they're like, "You've been here 3 years, so we're going to graduate you." And I came to realize it's not about us finishing up here, but it's more of a ceremony for us getting ready to go to some of the most important years of our life at high school. And it's some of the most difficult years, which I think we would not be able to achieve if it wasn't for our teachers. The teachers I've had at this middle school have been the best teachers I've ever had, which, I mean, that's not saying a lot since my first teachers were in elementary school and they taught me to count to 5, but they're still really good. The reason I liked the teachers here so much is because they didn't just teach us to pass the EOGs or to do well on tests, but they taught us about life. They didn't teach us just equations that they didn't understand themselves why we had to learn, but they taught us about being different and unique and like learning to live on our own. And I think without them, we wouldn't make it anywhere. So if we could please give them a round of applause. And I have a lot of respect for these teachers, not because I have to anyways, but because it takes a lot to teach our class of students. We are very rambunctious and we're a very unique array of students. So it takes a lot to teach us, and we have the reputation of being the most challenging class that Swain has seen, which makes a lot of sense when you look at us. But in saying that, the class of 2019, you couldn't find a better class that represents what it means to be a Swain County Maroon Devil. We've been through a lot of challenges and losses, but I think we always make it through, and you're never going to find a group of people that give their best and then some, more than the class of 2019. That's all I have to say, so thank you. I hope you enjoy the evening, and I'd like to introduce Aaron Zwick from Swain County High School.
Hello, and thank you for having me. First, let me offer you my congratulations for making it this far. 3 years ago, as Jack said, each of you made the quite daunting transition between the bridges of elementary and middle school. For the first time, you found yourself with a sense of freedom through lockers, changing classes, and the ability to choose your own electives. Since then, you have learned many lessons and grown into the fine students you are today. And on behalf of the teachers, parents, and siblings here tonight, we are so proud of you. 4 years ago, I was sitting where you are now, nervous and excited. I made it through the very, very awkward years between 6th and 8th grade and thought I knew what to expect upon entering the illustrious Swain County High School. Of course, 4 years later, as I'm about to graduate completely, I realized that high school was nothing like I expected it to be. In the years since my own moving up ceremony, I have learned about myself and the world, and thanks to amazing teachers and role models, I believe I am prepared to discover even further. So, here are a few sage pieces of advice I can offer you from my perspective as a ripened, wise 18-year-old girl. On the first day of high school, you will hear the following things. Oh my goodness, the freshmen get smaller every year. Were we that young looking? And I don't know like any of the kids in our school anymore. Don't worry, they say this every year no matter what. It's not personal, and you'll probably say it too eventually. Memorize the school song. It will be sung at every pep rally and after every sports event. Many of you may have heard it already, but just pretend to know the words. By the time you are a senior, it may actually bring tears to your eyes. Trust me. Do not be afraid to talk to new people. On the first day of school, you will be confused and get lost to class. However, asking an upperclassman for directions isn't as scary as it sounds. You will befriend unlikely people you would have never imagined, and some of these people will become your best friends. These friendships are the ones that will make these years memorable, the ones that they write entire high school musicals about. Join a sport, club, or pathway. The athletics in Swain County are legendary, but not just for our wins and championships. The camaraderie between teammates creates an unspoken bond that is difficult to communicate. But if you choose to put on the maroon and white, you will understand. However, sports are certainly not your only opportunity to find a new form of family. The high school offers many clubs such as Student Council, Interact, and Speechless, which offer a place to make friends and even help those around you. Contrary to popular belief, being apathetic is not cool. Do not be afraid to be enthusiastic or passionate. All the happiest people aren't afraid to admit when they are themselves happy. High school is the place to discover what you like and what makes you passionate. Choose a variety of classes and subjects to find what you actually like doing. For the first time, you have taken control over your own schedule, so use it wisely. Take arts classes, anatomy classes, and engineering classes. Many of you may be certain now of your future plans and careers, but trust me, this will change, so keep an open mind. Your grades truly matter. Now, I'm certain you have been told this before, and you will definitely be told so again and again, but your grades matter your freshman year. Your GPA begins on the first day and sticks with you until you graduate, so make it something to be proud of. Go to events. Go to the football games, the opening nights of the musicals, the movies with your friends. From personal experience, I know there will be nights when you are tired and you would rather spend in with Netflix than going out, but I urge you to spend these precious years making memories. When you look back at your years in high school, you will want to find memories of laughter and joy, not just old reruns of TV shows. Now, please stick with me on this next one. In the upcoming years, the relationship between you and your parents and guardians will change. There will be times when you will feel distant, and there will feel times when they are your best friends. Realize that you will be wrong, but sometimes they will be too, and just breathe. And finally, I will offer you one of my favorite quotes. Don't be afraid of fear, because it sharpens you, it challenges you, it makes you stronger. And when you run away from fear, you also run away from the opportunity to be your best possible self. In the next few years, you will discover what it means to be stressed. You will lose countless hours of sleep finishing assignments, but you will have fun. You are about to enter a new chapter of your life that will bring you new experiences and moments of absolute joy, often when you least expect it. There are some things you must learn on your own that I cannot tell you. No one has the perfect experience in high school. You will make mistakes, we all have. Each and every one of you will have a unique experience after the day. You will make your own set of memories, mistakes, and successes. Congratulations on making it this far, and good luck, though I'm sure you won't need it. And up next is Kate Cooper.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kate Cooper, and I wanted to begin by saying that I'm so grateful that I was given the opportunity to speak to you all tonight. I hope that the information I share with you will inspire each and every one of you and give you some insight as to what you might expect as you enter the next chapter of your lives. Each of you will experience some of the most unique and eye-opening 4 years of your lives, and each of your individual stories will be different. With this being said, I would first like to share some background information about myself for those of you who do not know me. I was very nomadic throughout my years of public education. I began at East Elementary and started homeschooling in the 4th grade. After homeschooling from 4th to 6th, I then went back to Swain Middle School in the 7th grade and decided to transfer to Smoky Mountain High School my freshman year. It wasn't until the end of my sophomore year at Smoky Mountain when I realized that my academic success was being compromised by social situations and distractions, and so I made the decision to transfer back to Swain County High School, where I completed my junior and senior years. There are a few key points that I would like to reflect back on throughout my speech. Students, I hope that my stories will either inspire you or help you to make your own conscious decisions throughout your high school experience. First of all, when I went back to public school as a 7th grader at Swain Middle, I was not very used to public situations. Most of my time was spent at home or at dance, and public school made me realize that walking through a hall of people scared me more than dancing on stage in front of an audience. Needless to say, I was pretty timid and not used to voicing my opinions in front of a classroom of students. The transition from homeschooling back to public school was a tough one for me. I went through some difficulties throughout 7th and 8th grade, and was even faced with my first experience of being bullied. I knew I wouldn't excel in an environment where I was being bullied by kids who were supposed to be my equals. So I figured that the best solution would be to transfer. I would be at a school with most of my friends who danced with me at our studio in Silva, and everything would be great. Well, I can confidently say that the transition from Swain County Schools to Jackson County Schools was an extreme culture shock. When I started high school, I was exposed to a much different environment than you all will experience. Smoky Mountain High School is a 2A school. It's not much bigger than Swain, but it's big enough to make an extreme difference in your everyday routine. At the close of my sophomore year, I realized that I was not excelling academically due to social situations once again. I was faced with too many distractions and began neglecting my studies and my grades. So about a month before my junior year, I made the decision to transfer back to Swain County Schools. Regardless of the difficulties I faced in middle school, I was willing to put things in the past because I knew that this was the right decision. Upon returning back to Swain County, my grades started improving. I established relationships with my teachers, which is something I had never experienced. I became more involved in extracurricular activities, and most importantly, I became a more confident version of myself. Even though my high school experience was not as smooth as most of yours may be, I wouldn't change any aspect of my story. Every turn I took, every hardship I faced, every decision I made for myself has led me to where I am today. Had I taken a different turn throughout my high school experience, I would not be here this evening to tell you that you are all capable of achieving greatness and success, regardless of whatever obstacles are thrown in your way. As you enter this next chapter, I encourage you to focus on your academic success and the success of your future. Focus on yourselves. Keep your heads up and do not get discouraged or intimidated by the people around you. Throughout high school, you are your first priority, and your academic success is your own responsibility. I strongly encourage you to never settle for mediocre. Always put 100% into everything you do because the choices you make affect you from the very beginning. Do not let extracurricular aspects of high school distract you from your academics, and always make sure that your grades are your first priority, because when the time comes, getting into your college of choice will be more important than missing a football game or a dance. In regards to the social aspects of high school life, I encourage you to make your own conscious decisions and avoid falling under the temptations of peer pressure when you are put in those situations, because I can assure you that you will be. High school is a learning experience in terms of both academics and life as well. You are not only going to be growing and maturing into young adults on your own, but with everyone around you. You will change, and the people around you will change. Your personal opinions will change, and their personal opinions will change. You'll have to skip certain social events due to your academics. You will face your first heartbreak. You will learn to drive. You will attend your first football game and finally feel welcome in the student section. You will feel the fellowship of your student body when you form your first tunnel together, or when you sing the school song as you return from sporting events with teammates who will become your family. High school is a learning experience and a time to prepare yourself for the future. My hope is that each and every one of you work hard and put your heart and soul into everything you do. Do not take your education for granted and spend your time wisely, because these next 4 years go by fast. Stay focused and keep your future in mind, because in the end, all of your hard work will pay off. Congratulations to all of you, and I look forward to hearing about your individual stories and journeys over these next 4 years. May you all achieve greatness and success.
Hi, I'm Elena Booth, and I just finished my freshman year at Swain County High School. So only 1 year ago, I was sitting right here where you guys are. I was terrified of leaving high school. But I quickly found out that all the horror stories I'd heard were not true. High school doesn't have to be the most miserable 4 years of your life. You determine whether your high school experience will be positive or not. Nobody decides how your future will turn out except you. You gain a lot of freedom in high school, and it's great being able to make your own decisions, but you also have a huge amount of responsibility given to you. Some parts of high school will be new and different, but the expectation doesn't change. You still have to put forth effort and do your work. Your teachers are going to expect a lot from you, and it's going to be really hard sometimes when you have a lot of assignments and projects, and you can't do them all the night before. Don't procrastinate. So the best advice I can give you is do your work well and do it on time. High school is basically the beginning of your life because one of the best parts is that you get to see what you like and what you don't like so you can plan your future. At Swain High, there are so many people that are ready to help you help you on your career path of your choice. And I'm sure some of you guys are excited about high school, some of you are nervous, and some of you couldn't care less. But high school matters. No matter what you want to do, where you want to go, or who you want to be, high school will affect each and every one of you. So give it your best, and then some. So congratulations, guys. Good luck.
Okay, I have to follow that. That's kind of difficult. I'm going to start out by giving out the awards for us for honor roll and perfect attendance for the year. What we would like to happen is for when we call each person's name or after we call a group of people, for the applause until everybody's names has been called, okay? We're gonna start with perfect attendance. We have 3 kids in the 8th grade that were at school every day this year, which is a tremendous accomplishment. Those 3 kids, stand up please, are Daniel Ammons, Kendall Cochran, and Tyler Payne. And I have to say something about Daniel Ammons too. He has been at school every single day for all of middle school. So we're going to give him a little something, $5, may not be much, but he's been hassling me about $2 that I owe him, so I'm giving you more than $2. All right, you can sit down. Now we have 6 students that made A's in every class for the entire year. 6 is not very many. That's because it's a very difficult thing to do. So these people have made an amazing accomplishment. And the first one is, again, Daniel Ammons, Jack Cooper, Emma Dingle, Jesse Richards, Brianna Snyder, and Jesse Steele. Next is A's and B's for the entire year. So again, they made either an A or a B in every class for the entire year. They are Nolan Brown, Sarah Brown, Ryan Jenkins, Camry Jennings, Brady Kirkland, Dustin Leo, Izzy Linhart, Aylin Myers, Asaya Myers, Kylie Newcomer, Michelle Posey, Lily Richards, Jordan Schuler, Jacob Waldrop, and Jesse Waldrop. Okay. Now, before each teacher is going to come up here and give some individual awards, but before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about a competition, an academic competition that we had this year. We started it last year. Mr. Billy Richards and Mrs. Kim Lay were kind enough to offer their time and tremendous time to coach some children on being attorneys in the future and the practice and the way that that works out in the future and all the processes for that. So I'm going to call these kids' names that were involved in mock trial. Before they stand up and before I call their names, I want you to understand that we finished second in the region and were able to go to the state competition. So it was a tremendous job that they did. The first one is Nolan Brown, who also won Most Effective Witness. Yeah, stand up. Jack Cooper, Dustin Leo, Jesse Richards, who won Most Effective Attorney, Lily Richards, who won Most Effective Witness, and they had some pretty good training, Hunter Robbins, Aylin Myers, Asaya Myers, Jesse Steele, Jackson Warshaw, who is a 7th grade marshal, but he's going to stand up there, Delaney Wildcat, and Joey Zwick. Give them a round of applause, please. And I think we should give a round of applause as a group for Mr. Billy Richards, because he's here right now. He did a tremendous job. Okay, so I'm going to do my individual awards. Each of us are going to give 3 awards: highest average, most improved, which could be behavior, could be grades, could be a mixture of the two, and then a character award for kids that we just feel like are constantly exhibiting integrity and what it means to be Maroon strong. So for my highest averages, and Mr. Brooks and I have 6 classes, so we will have a few more than the other groups. Jake Waldrop, Nolan Brown and Andrea Salza. They tied in my third block. Jesse Steele, Jesse Waldrop, Daniel Ammons, again, and Brianna Snyder. Give them a round of applause. My most improved, my first one is a child that started out the year not extremely excited about school, but as the year went on, he got more and more excited. We kind of forced it out of him, but he finished the year really strong. That's Hunter Call. Next one is a child who, at the beginning of the year, I wasn't real sure about. I had a conversation with his mother, and ever since then, he's been one of my best students. That's Dakota Gerard. My other 3 are Macy Brindle, Dylan Willis, and Nathan Burke. And lastly is the Character Award, which in a lot of ways should be the most meaningful. Kylie Newcomer, who has done everything I've asked her all year long with a great smile on her face, has been terrific. Brady Kirkland, Emma Dingle, who is an incredible prankster, I have to say. Nancy Lopez, Ben Franklin, and Jack Cooper.
I'll be giving awards for 8th grade science, and these awards are always hard for me to pick. It's hard to pick just a few out of so many great kids and students. When it comes down to it, even those that made it hard on me at times, even those I cared about a great deal. And so it's hard for me just to choose a few, but I tried to do that to the best of my ability. So here we go for 8th grade science. I chose a boy and I took the highest average for a boy and a girl. So we'll do that first. So highest average, Jesse Waldrop and Sarah Brown. Jacob Waldrop and Colleen Ukama. Daniel Ammons, Christina Jones. Andrea Salza and Brady Kirkland. And this class came down to the wire. It came down to literally total points. As I was adding them up, several of the kids tied for highest average, but as I added up total points, it was Brianna Snyder and Jack Cooper, and Jesse Steele and Jesse Richards. And for character, Morgan French, Savannah Clore, Destiny Cable, Mackenzie Cole, Rachel Blythe, and Philip Spinn. For most improved, Nancy Lopez, Sarah Fairfield, Matthew Garrett, Andrew Lowe, Audrey Shamblin, and Curtis Kirkland.
All right, so 8th grade math, the highest average for my second block was Shannon Cochran. Third block was Emma Dingle. And fourth block, we had a tie between Brady Kirkland and Daniel Ammons. The most improved for second block was Samuel Green. Third block was Curtis Kirkland. And fourth block was Hunter Robbins. For second block was Ashley Meredith, Kristen Gibson in third block, and Chris Dingler in fourth block.
The highest average in Block 2 is Ryan Jenkins. Block 3, Jesse Steele. And Block 4, I had a tie, Dawson Brand and Nick Dole. For most improved, Block 2, Caleb Smoker. Block 3, Lily Richards. And Block 4, Colby Callaghan. The Character Award for Block 2, Alyssa Schofield. Block 3, Brianna Schneider. Block 4, Tamara Nations.
All right. For highest average in second block, I have Jesse Steele. Third block, Cody Letterman. And fourth block, Ryan Jenkins. And I have most improved in character words, and I'm sorry, but I am going to say a couple things about them. In fourth block, this person grew to become one of the most helpful and hardworking students, began to take school very seriously, and definitely became a leader in that classroom. That's Dylan Willis. Block, the person I chose had a lot of issues that she had to overcome, had to miss a lot of school, and had the most growth in my second block on the EOG, which is impressive since she scored extremely well last year, and that's Aylin Myers. My third block, this person has always been a hard worker, but I've seen her confidence just really improve this year, and her Lexile level on the EOG doubled this year. That's Emily Watson. This person always works hard, rarely complains, but the thing that impresses me the most about him is that he really encourages his peers to also do well in class, and that's not always easy in 8th grade, and that's Nick Dole. My fourth block, this person has always been sweet, cares about her peers, is a great friend, works hard, and I've gotten to see her grow since she was in elementary school, and that's Macy Brindle. Second block, I couldn't decide. I was torn between a few different people, so I chose two. The first student I chose has always been a leader in positive ways. Doesn't mean that he's never made mistakes, but he's definitely learned from those. And I feel like all the things that he involves himself in helps him grow as a person, and that's Dustin Leo. Person in my second block is a student I am certain will be changing the world one day. She's already changed and challenged me in so many ways this year. She enjoys debates, doesn't accept mediocrity, and always pushes herself, and that's Jessie Richards.
My second block highest average goes to Daniel Ammons. Third block is Shannon Cochran. And fourth block is Kylie Newcomb. Most improved, these were all kids who had tremendous gains on their EOG score from last year to this year. In second block, that was Lindsay Beck. Third block, Haley Taylor. And fourth block, Cheyenne March. My character awards, all of these kids would pretty much do anything that I ever asked. If I asked anything of them, they would just do it without hesitation. For second block, Audrey Shamblin. And I have a little message for Audrey because she asked me to do this, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. Thank you for your 8th grade year. Third block, Nathan Bird. And fourth block, Austin Stiles. Also, every year, we compete for National History Day. This year, we changed it up a little bit, and everyone got to choose a topic that was related to the theme. The theme is leadership and legacy, but we let them choose whether or not they wanted to actually do a project for the competition or just do a project for the class and present it for the class. So if you actually did a project for the competition and competed in the local competition, please stand up. We move on to the regional competition in Asheville after we judge and pick and choose kind of who goes. And so stand up if you went to the regional competition in Asheville. From there, we go on to the state competition in Raleigh. And several of those kids got to go as well. So if you went to the state competition in Raleigh for History Day, please stand up. Throughout the whole middle school, we took 30 kids to the state competition, and 4 high schoolers also competed. Those 4 high schoolers are going to get to go to nationals in 2 weeks, roughly. No middle schoolers got to move on, but we did have 2 special awards. The first one is Aylin Myers. Please stand. She received the Maritime Award, which she actually gets $150. She is now in a maritime group, I believe, of some sort, and she's also getting a subscription to a magazine as well as her teachers for maritime. The second one was not honored at the state competition, and I'm not sure if they actually know that they received this award because I try to keep it from them. Because I wanted it to be a surprise. So, Jesse Steele, please stand up. Jesse received the Outstanding Exhibit Award, and he will receive a $50 check and a certificate. And please see me after the ceremony because I have that for you. Okay?
I'm supposed to honor the groups such as athletics and band and things, but before I do that, I've got 3 students that made the AB Honor Roll for the year that mean a whole lot to me. My job can be very stressful during the day. There's a lot of headache from the state and everywhere else that gets pushed down to us that we have to deal with. And I had a little place, a little classroom that I would go run and hide in to seek refuge. And so I would like for Aubrey Green, Elena Martinez, and J.C. Smith to please stand for AB Honor Roll for the year. And more importantly, for having your smile on your face every day and allowing me the opportunity to seek some peace. So I appreciate y'all, and I will miss you dearly. Next, I'm going to address some points that Jack brought out. First, most challenging, I want to argue that fact. Yes, you can be a challenge, but as we've heard all of these awards tonight, y'all are very successful. We've had success in athletics, success in band, and we're trying to build an academic program where we can also be successful. We've sending students to mock trial, and we attempted to do Battle of the Books and History Day to help students that are successful academic to shine. Then we have all of our artistic students that have went to All-State Music, produced an Into the Woods Junior, which we'll stand up in a minute. So y'all may be a little bit challenging, but y'all can be very successful in multiple fields. And I appreciate you and will miss you. Jack, the second thing I want to address is this is not a graduation. You were right. You were fixing, it's a celebration of what you're about to undertake. High school is going to be challenging. And when you enter high school that very first day, as these young ladies behind me brought out, that GPA starts counting. Okay? It's very important that you take these next few years seriously and enjoy it, because it will be the greatest time of your life. It can be. You can enjoy it greatly. Be involved. Get involved in academic clubs, any extracurricular clubs, athletics, band, chorus, something. Get involved and be involved in something. And you will be successful. So to actually carry through what I'm supposed to do, group recognitions, I want to start with girls cross country. If you would please stand. Boys cross country, please stand. These ladies and gentlemen wear a shirt around campus from time to time that say, "Our passion is your team or is your sport's punishment." That's not quoted correctly, but it's something of that nature. Lots of hard work. This guy couldn't do it. Next, volleyball. Middle school volleyball. If you were on the middle school volleyball team, please stand. Cheerleading, please stand. JV football, please stand. Girls basketball, please stand. Boys basketball, please stand. Wrestling, please stand. Girls track, please stand. Boys track, please stand. Softball, please stand. Baseball, please stand. Band, please stand. See, we had one participate in All-State Music Chorus. If she would please stand. Allie Parker, 2 of them, all right. And then we put on a production at the end of the year, Into the Woods Junior. If you participated in that, please stand. So these students have been able to achieve academic success while maintaining a very busy extracurricular life. So congratulations to all of you. Okay. I started last year as my first year principal giving 2 awards. There's some things that I find are most important. I try to talk to these students about work ethic and integrity. I have a sign on my door that says opportunity is missed by most because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. You don't know my test scores when I was in elementary school, middle school. You don't know what I made on the EOG test. But as an adult, you're measured by your integrity and by your work ethic. So I've asked these teachers to help me identify 2 students, a male and a female, that exemplify that they're not afraid of hard work. They have integrity. They'll do what they need to do when no one's looking. There were several students that I had come to mind, but we picked 2. First is Lily Richards. Miss Klein came to me just excited beyond belief one day about the growth one of her students had in reading. And I forget the exact levels that she went up, but I believe that her star, okay, Miss Klein knows off the top of her head. She went from an 8th grade reading level to a 12th grade reading level. That has taken a lot of hard work on your part. Congratulations. She also participates in all of our academic opportunities and athletics. Very proud of her. The next young man, You can count on him to do what's right no matter where he's at and who he's with. All of his teachers says that he comes to school prepared. They count on him to do what's right. He also participates in multiple athletic and extracurricular events. Brady Kirkland, would you please stand up? I will miss this class. I've enjoyed spending the past 2 years with you, and you will be very successful in high school. Thank you.
All right, next we're going to begin the presentation of the certificates. So we will begin.
Daniel Ammons. Troy Anthony. Bobby Argentine. Lindsay Beck. Aaliyah Bigmead. Fussy Bird. Nathan Bird. Rachel Blythe. Kendall Bowers. Trey Bowman. Hannah Bradford. Dawson Brand. Macy Brendel. Kevin Brown. Nolan Brown. Sarah Brown. Carmen Bryant. Hunter Burrell. Destiny Cable. Colby Callaghan. Hunter Call. Dawson Chambers. Destiny Clark. Noah Clayton. Savannah Kluwer. Kendall Cochran. Shannon Cochran. Mackenzie Cole. Cooper. Elise Cooper. Grayson Coates. Selena Craig. S.A. Davis. Chance DeHart. Peyton DeHart. Dyron Dills. Emma Dingle. Hannah DiTomasi. Nick Dole. Aaron Driver. Bethany Dyer. Sarah Fairfull. Dustin Fortner. Craig Fortner. Ben Franklin. Kayla Fulford. Austin Fuller. Dakota Gerard. Ethan Gibson. Kristen Gibson. Aubriana Green. Samuel Green. Destiny Hall. Sydney Hampton. Sydney Hope. Jasmine Hornbuckle. Tanner Howell. Ryan Jenkins. Cambry Jennings. Tyler Jennings. Christina Jones. Joey King. Brady Kirkland. Ashburn. Eli Matthews. Ashley Meredith. Aylin Myers. Jennifer Morgan. Kayla Morton. Asaya Myers. Tamara Nations. Sorry. Ashlyn Nations. Kylene Ukama. Dalton Owl. Rosie Palafox. Allie Parker. Tyler Payne. Kyle Ponchot. Michelle Posey. Morgan Proctor. Tristan Reed. Jesse Richards. Lily Richards. Kanan Rickman. Hunter Robbins. Andrea Souza. Alyssa Schofield. Audrey Shamblin. Gabby Shook. Brooke Shropshire. Sorry, honey, I knew I was Shropshire. Jordan Schuler. Oh, Jordan's not here. Quentin Sizemore. Sorry. Dustin Smith. Hasten Smith. JC Smith. PTO remarks, Ms. Angie Gaddis.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say what a pleasure it's been to be able to watch all these kids grow up. I want you parents to know that I've taken great pleasure into watching all these children grow up into young men and ladies. I would like to take this opportunity to ask our students to reflect on their goals and dreams, to think about what their future holds, and to give thanks for those parents and teachers who have encouraged them to be their best. You did not get this far in life without a love and guidance from both your parents and your teachers. Be grateful for them, because without them, you would not be here today. There is a quote that says, "To teach is to touch lives forever." On behalf of the Swain Middle School PTO and involved parents, I would like to thank the staff of Swain Middle School. We are truly blessed to have you educating our children. Many of you give of your own resources and time to make sure that our children receive the best. In closing, to the students, please stop and thank your teachers for their efforts. They deserve your appreciation and recognition for everything that they do. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce Miss Jessie Richards.
All right, since I know my peers and I have short attention spans and smaller bladders, this talk will be ephemeral. You guys remember that vocab word, right? Yeah? It means short and sweet or not lasting for a long period of time. I really appreciate all of you coming out to support the class of 2019, not 15, because we still have 4 more good years together and I'm looking forward to them. So I've been attending Swain County schools since I was 4 years old. So I've been really fortunate to have a lot of exceptional teachers all the way through. But I can honestly say that I've enjoyed this year's group of teachers the most. So I would like to reflect on some of my teachers' best moments. So when Ms. Klein said Mr. Kerr had no brain cells, when Ms. Klein called Mr. Kerr a child, when Mr. Kerr twerked, and when Ms. Robinson laughed at an immature, inappropriate joke that we shouldn't mention. So on a more serious note, I would like to share some of my favorite memories of my teachers' classes, which were Ms. Klein's debates, Mr. Kerr's review games, Ms. Robinson's 3-hour EOC review, and Mr. Brooks' labs and random singing. So if you guys know me at all, then you know that I have to give a huge shout out to our school's band program. For me, it's the best thing Swain has to offer. It's often overlooked, and Miss Williams simply can't be given as much credit as she deserves. To close, I would like to talk about the reputation and opportunities of our 8th grade class. As we've heard throughout the night, we have a sort of bad reputation, but I disagree with this. Sure, there's some incidents that we would rather not have happened, but overall we're a pretty normal group of 8th graders. And we still have plenty of time to prove to everyone what kind of class we really are. And in our next 4 years together, we need to work as hard as we can to properly shape our futures. As middle school prepared us for high school will be a stepping stone to another part of life. And by working hard, we can make each step better than the last, and establish the class of 2019 as one of Swain's best. Again, thank you all for coming. Hope you have a great night, and I'll see you guys next year.
Okay, I guess I'm doing this. We now present you to the high school. Yay!